Absolutely, yeah. We'll have a little Q&A at the end. Okay, is it recording?
Yeah. Set.
All right, everyone. Sorry we're getting started a couple minutes late here. Thanks so much for coming. Welcome. I'm Ryan, founder and CEO of OneGive. We basically build software to empower generosity, and I'm super grateful to be able to have built and worked with the PAP Corps to build a tool that's helping to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for cancer research. And grateful for all of you volunteers to contribute your time to help raise money for this amazing cause. The earbuds in, not because I'm taking a call, just to record the audio, make sure it comes in clear for those that are going to watch the recorded version later. Yeah, so I'll just dive in the itinerary of what we're going to cover today. I'm going to give a quick overview of the company for those that aren't familiar with us yet. Give a few highlights of the year in review for the company, as well as for the PAP Corps and the Birthday Buddies fundraiser. Talk about some new features that we have, as well as showing you how they work, and doing a demo of our fully automated system. So just quickly, show of hands, who's using Wishwell now? Okay. And who is doing a Birthday Buddies fundraiser in some form now? Awesome. So we have a little bit of kind of everyone here in the room. So the fully automated is, I'm really excited about it, especially for the chapters that aren't already doing a fundraiser, because it doesn't require you to have any maybe one volunteer at most, because it sends the emails automatically to your members for them to place orders. Your members make the donations online, and then it automatically sends e-cards to people on their birthday with all the lists of the birthdays. So you don't, once you kind of turn it on, get it all set up and turn it on, it just runs itself. That being said, you don't have to do that, only that. So you can have a situation where you do fully auto for the people that want digital, they're happy for that, and then do the physical cards for people that want to opt into that. But it still can greatly reduce the effort that you have to put in without losing on the quality of the fundraising. And then some shameless requests for referrals. So quick update on what we've done this year on the product side. We've added credit cards. So now we've added the ability for your donors to make payments by credit card, ACH, Apple Pay, Google Pay, all that good stuff. Emailing both order forms and birthday cards was set up this year as well, and of course I mentioned full automation. As far as people, thanks to the growth of the increased chapters at PAP Corps, as well as bringing on some churches and some other nonprofits in the US and the UK, we've been able to bring on some amazing people. Randy is leading sales in the US. Shruti is leading sales in the UK/Europe, and really excited to bring two talented people on the team. So just to see that the company is growing, and we've on the product side, on the growth side, signed up a church. So if you're a member of a church, a temple, synagogue, this is a great tool to raise funds for your church or synagogue. We've also signed on communities, so you can also use this program for any other communities that you're part of, whether they're a charity themselves or they are raising funding for a related charity that they want to support. So bear that in mind, and we have, I think, 11 chapters actively using Wishwell right now, and 7 or so like with one of them interested or highly interested or thinking about it, floating around, thinking of joining the program. But diving into the PAP, this year on Wishwell, about 110,000 wishes or so, $120,000 raised, and 1,780 or so donors actively have donated in the last year on Wishwell. This, I think, is like a huge opportunity point, right? Because there are 20,000 members of PAP Corps. So it's pretty easy math to see that this could easily grow over several years of committed, grassroots efforts into more than $1 million fundraiser for the PAP Corps. Right? We only have 1,700 donors doing about, I think 100 or so. I think the average is $70 donations per donor for that. I might be a little off, but yeah. So there's 65. I already did. $65 per donor. So there's a huge opportunity to grow this, both by increasing the quality and the engagement within chapters that are using the program, but then also I think we have 13, 14 chapters that aren't doing the fundraiser at all. And so I really wanted to make a push working with the PAP headquarters to build something that facilitated that without this big obstacle of twisting some more volunteers' arms into doing a lot of tedious and tough work. So for 2024, this maybe some of it will make a little more sense as I go into the demo, but this is a rough outline of the stuff that I'm planning on continuing to build out and growing this tool into 2024. We're adding the ability for corporate and consumers to use this, so you could have a consumer that's less formal than the PAP Corps, like a WhatsApp group, participate in this, wish each other happy birthday, donate to a shared charity. Corporate partnerships, so companies can have their employees sign up, wish each other happy birthday, donate to a corporate sponsor, and hopefully I'm going to push to try to get texting available. So those who don't have email, those who don't want to deal with the email side, but they have a phone, we can text cards, we'll be able to text order forms, check out on your phone, and make it easier for people that don't want to, aren't as savvy on a computer. We're also really excitingly in 2024 going to be adding different event types. So Cascade Lakes, for example, I think is, what is it, on 20% of your donations come from anniversaries?
Yeah.
So there's a good amount of potential growth within existing chapters that are using the program to add events. So anniversaries, grandkids' birthdays, holiday cards, and the system will allow you to kind of pick the events you want to do. Some events will be date specific for the users, for your donors, so you'll have to set that on a per donor basis, but allow them to fill in that information for you. Just email them, go to this page, fill it out. Obviously holidays, they're a set date, right? So that's the same for everyone. When you're doing your Q4 mailers, Christmas cards and Hanukkah cards will be available to do that as well. Auto donations, so allowing people to say, okay, these are the people I want to wish happy birthday every year. I don't want to have to redo this. Maybe I want to be able to edit it, of course, but I can set it and it'll just continue doing it on a quarterly basis, annual basis, so it can be automated, less friction and effort for your donors, and should hopefully lead to more donations for you. Q3, looking at tribute cards, so allowing either you as an admin or your donors to put in important events, life events that have happened that are one-off type of things. So you can put that in and allow tribute cards. For those that are doing already tribute card fundraisers, this is a feature you don't have to use, so don't worry that this is going to cannibalize what you're already doing. It's just a feature for people that don't have a good solution for tribute cards, that they can add that as another way of getting engagements, again, through the core thing of like wish well, right? Wishing people well. Prettier cards. I think the cards are nice. I think they're the same card for everyone. Same card for birthdays, same card for anniversaries. So I'm going to try to give you some more options of the look and feel of the cards. Make them just, upgrade them a little bit. Keep them kind of looking modern. And then Q4, towards the end of the year, physical cards. So you already are doing physical cards, but now you have to print them, stuff an envelope, and mail them. What I'm hoping to do is to find a partner that I can connect with that would literally generate the cards and mail them for you, obviously at a cost, probably a situation where you need a minimum number of wishes for a person to justify giving them a printed card. So you can default to an e-card. If they get enough donations that it makes sense to pay the $2 or $3 to mail the card to them, because they're going to charge a premium for that, then that could be an option that I'm looking to do, hopefully by the end of the year. Various frequencies, Cheryl, we talked about that, which is we do a quarterly basis right now. If you want to start using Wishwell and you want to have this weird quarterly system where it's not quarterly, it's like every 4 months or May to November, one chapter is talking about, like that's just really hard to do. You can make it work, but it's just kind of annoying and tedious. The best practice right now is to just switch to normal quarters. And it's kind of probably worth it anyways, but I want to add potentially, if there's enough demand, various frequencies, monthly, semi-annually, annually, and even possibly customizing, but I'm not going to promise that. And then lastly, integrations. So integrations are something that will probably trail well into 2025, but that will allow connections to databases, so you don't have to maintain the Wishwell database. It'll be linked to like PAP headquarters, so any changes that are made there happen on the Wishwell side. But some chapters allow non-members of the PAP core, like non-PAP members, to do birthday cards, so I just wouldn't want to eliminate that option. So you'd still allow people to register, and those you still would have to maintain because they wouldn't be connected to the PAP database. So should be an exciting 2024, lots to do. Now I'm just going to dive into a demo, which, excuse me, I'm just going to sit down and go through this stuff. And Cheryl, I think it probably is best to just record the screen for this. Obviously there's plenty of users of Wishwell on here. Hopefully there's some new stuff to use. We've pushed out a lot of features. When we do make a feature release, we publish a YouTube video if it's significant. We post an article on our blog. We have a newsletter we email you about, and sometimes also get PAP involved. So make sure if you are using it to subscribe to one of our channels, and make sure you get an update when that happens, because I think I can see which features are being used and some of them aren't, that have been around for a little while. But anyways, now is a good time to give you some more information. We've changed the settings page and the look and feel, always trying to make this as simple as possible, as easy and efficient to understand and get the work you need done. So this organization name probably has confused some people, because you can just put your chapter, but you can put, whatever you put here will go on the envelopes. Whatever you put here will go on the website where people make payments. So you want to put, like, some chapters have changed it to like Cascade Lakes on the PAP core, or, you know, communicating to their members that, hey, this Cascade Lakes, and then put the logo on the top left so you see that it's from the PAP core. But the point is this is where your branding, where people will know who they're working with. This actually also goes on the credit card statements. So it's pretty important, because when I originally just had Wishwell, I was getting a decent amount of calls of people saying, what is this company, why are you charging me? But now the credit card statements will say Wishwell star, whatever this is. And obviously that's going to help. You don't want your donors to be concerned that they're being taken. So email. This is really cool. You can put whatever email you want. The email that your donors are used to receiving emails from, you put that in here, and there's this little button here. This email is verified, so it's grayed out, but when it's not grayed out, you click that button, you'll get an email sent to that email address. You just click a link, and that email is verified, so every email that gets sent from Wishwell to your donors will come from that email address, not from OneGift, not from Wishwell. It'll be a recognized, trusted email. And I've tested this a decent amount, that it doesn't get flagged by spam, it gets through everything, and your donors will actually see an email from you. And I'll show you a little bit how the emailing works in a second. The address is what goes on the return address on all your stuff, so this is important to make sure it's not just for us, it's actually not for us at all, it's just for all the forms that print out. The custom URL, so basically, it's wishwell.ai / whatever your chapter name is.
Can you say that again?
Wishwell.ai / and then whatever you put in that box. So you can put, like in this case, it's Cascade Lakes, and then the page will go to, that'll be the public facing, where your donors go that aren't admins of the program, that they go to make their donations, to register for the system, there's some links to tutorials, there's contact information as well for them to reach out. So all that stuff is there on that page.
We're going to get a copy of this presentation so that we would be able to take that with us to see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's pretty small.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me, I'll zoom. This will help a little bit along the way.
Yes.
I'll keep it as zoomed in as I can throughout as I move around, and yeah, we have a YouTube channel with where this is all demoed out, and we're also recording this.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me know, sorry about that. So this is what your donors see, just so you can see what the checkout page looks like. Again, this is that name that you're setting. You can set this color to, you know, Pat purple. Doesn't exactly match my shirt, but it's close. Patcore logo. They've got tutorials here that take them to the YouTube page of how to use this page. They can easily register with their name, phone number, and email if they're not already in your system. When we add other event types, those will be in here as well. So you could have an anniversary, grandkid's birthday, whatever's in there that you want to capture will be in this registration form. And then you market it separately to your donors with an email. Go to this link and register. We also import your donors as well. So you can have them register, but you can also just give us an Excel sheet through the headquarters, and we take all your member information and we put it in the system for you so it's all set up and ready to go.
That's good.
What about summer addresses?
So summer addresses is something that I'm reluctant to build in, like, because one of the things I really want to do is keep the system simple.
Can you change it?
You can change the address. You can change, so I'll show you in a second how you edit members. You can change them. There have been requests to say, like, on this date, change the address to this date. And I just, I feel like that's going to make, the system's going to start becoming overcomplicated by adding all these customization options. For snowbirds, you can manually change them if you maintain a list and change them. It's tedious, but you know, you save time by having credit card orders, so maybe your volunteers can do that. Or the best thing is to just have them, if you're out of town, do it online, and then it's the problem solved. This will pick the quarter and the year based off of when the system expects you're probably placing orders for. So it's December, so the orders are being placed now for quarter 1, 2024. Your donor just goes in, finds their name, select wishes.
Can you make this larger?
Yes. And they will get, in this, it basically looks exactly like the order form. They check the boxes for the people they want to wish happy birthday to. Of course, with the option to select all, try to get that upsell in there. And then, and then we make wishes. Okay? You put the donation amount. Now, back in the admin screen, you set what the minimum donation per wish. We all know inflation has been crazy the last couple of years. Most chapters, to be honest, are still at $1 per year. I think, just, you know, you can do $1.10 now, $2, whatever you want to do. You can set the minimum donation per wish with this, all right? And this will set that. And I do suggest, you know, pushing it up a little bit, but you know your donors better than anyone. So. That's a chapter-to-chapter decision that you can make on your own. So the donation has to be $8 because my minimum is $2 for this account. But they can round up, they can go as high as they want. If you do bulk discounts, which some chapters do, you're going to have to jimmy rig exactly how that works. But
Now, does the system calculate the amount for you based on what you check off?
yeah, so you see I made these checks. At the top it tells you how much per month you picked and then the total amount. And because the minimum wish per donation is $2, it sets it as a placeholder. It's great, it's kind of hard to see, but it's grayed out. So it has to be $8 or more. So you can round up to 10, you put an email for the receipt.
Is the number next to the people's names, is that how many wishes they got on
No.
your list there?
The numbers are their birthday.
It's a birthday.
It's
Well,
their
that's their
birthday.
birthday, thankfully, but it doesn't say the month.
Yes.
Oh, they don't say the month, now I got it.
The
Thank
columns
you.
are by month, yeah.
Thank you.
And this is, you know, a nice way that, you know, you might note a few people's days and you can send them a text or however you want.
Excuse me, you're saying the minimum is 2, but then you're saying the minimum is 8.
No.
It's $2 per wish.
We said that,
It's-
each chapter sets the minimum.
You set the minimum, but it's $2 per wish.
We checked all that.
Oh, okay.
So there's 4 wishes, so the donation is $8.
It's $2.
So you just put in your information. You can have the option. I'll be hanging out, by the way. I forgot to mention at the end of this to chat. If anyone wants to continue the conversation or has any more specific questions, don't feel like if you don't ask now, you won't be able to. Adding in the covering of the fees. So this is just an option for people to make a bigger donation, to to cover the credit card fees. And then even we have the option for them to download an Excel file with the donations they made, like each order. If they want, some people want to do it, otherwise they just get a receipt of the total payment. And then you make the wish, and you complete the transaction with the Stripe checkout page. If you're on a phone, it'll be Apple Pay. You can do a bank transfer, credit card. You know, it's all with a payment partner that's a huge company and is all secure and hosted with them. So there's no concern on the safety side of the credit card. You make this donation, all the orders are automatically in the system. Okay? So that's that. Here, when we add events, you'll be able to add in more events there. Default wishers is a really cool feature that a lot of people requested. So if there's someone that's new to the community, they don't have as many people that would wish them happy birthday, they get less than 5, you can add in any number of names to the card to pad the card. So they get maybe your board members welcome, wish them happy birthday. So you just type in the name, hit enter, and now any card with less than 5 birthday wishes, this name will be on the card.
We don't pay for that.
No, you don't, we don't take a, yeah. We take a percentage of donations, not of wishes. Okay? This link allows you to download all of your data, basically. You download all of, you can get all your members and everything in the system out if you need to. Okay?
Can we go over that again?
Yeah.
Just for what you're saying, so our database of all our members, we send you that with the dates of their birthday?
Yeah.
So do you, just that, in other words, you only want that information, right? Is the donor's name? What is he looking for us to say?
Basically, the roster that we give you every month, the roster that the office sends every month, you just send it to him and he uploads that into the system.
Oh, so we don't have to upload names?
No.
When you join, we put everything in for you. But once it's in, you do have to
Some
maintain it.
chapters are working on it.
So once it's in, if someone joins, you add them,
They
someone
have a birthday option.
passes away or moves away, you deactivate them. And I'll show you.
Ryan, you said that
Oh,
the
really?
upgrade to 25 will be that our corporate will do that automatically by the roster, is that right?
Say it again, sorry?
You said in 25 there was going to be an upgrade where
Yeah.
the names will come from PAP somehow?
Yeah, so that was the integrations piece. So the idea would be to integrate with the donor management system that PAP uses so that updates to members can flow both ways. So you don't have to use an Excel export import. But yeah, that's a little ways out and we'll have to see. Mary?
And that's something we want to make sure we understand. Once it's uploaded the first time, we have to maintain it. So you're going to get a roster from Robin with changes, and there's 5 people added to your chapter. You have to maintain the database. We do not do that. That's what we spoke to management to get it measured. But some chapters are like, my name's right there, and it's because. So it's a little maintenance, but not as much as it's.
And of course, you can, so you can, if you can add them, which is what all the chapters are doing now. But if you don't want to do that, you could just say, welcome to this chapter, we do this fundraiser, go to this website, click register, and they can register this way, which is frankly what I would do. But, you know, you have those options of how you want to do it. Okay?
You're going to show a picture of the birthday buddy card?
Sure. Yeah. So I'll get to that just when we show a few more things. Okay, so once your system is set up, we're back to the admin page here. You can search for your members with this nice little drop down. You select, hit details, and think of this as just a row in a spreadsheet. This is all the details to that member that you can then edit and save as you need to. If someone moves away, you can deactivate them by unchecking this box and hitting Save Member, and they'll no longer be in any of the systems for online orders or for generating cards. These checkboxes allow you to control the variability of what people are getting, right? So the order form is the form that you get sent out to place orders. people can get either a mailed order form, a emailed order form, or both, based off of these checkboxes. Okay, so that's how you control that. If you're a new chapter signing on and you know that you want to have these set the same for everyone, just let me know when we're onboarding them and I can configure that so you don't have to go through one by one and changing them. And the same way with the mailing card. So if people want physical cards, they need this box checked. If they want to get email cards, they need this box checked, and they can get both. I mean, email cards don't cost anything extra, and sometimes it's nice to get the physical card, but they also have a digital copy, so they don't have to email a photo of the card or something. Okay. The placing orders process looks very similar to the online system for your donors. The only difference is you look them up by their PAP number. This also allows you to make changes to orders versus the online system. Once you place orders, they can't go back in and change them because we didn't want people going in and seeing what other people wished and what, kind of wanted to keep that data secure. So you can go in here and you get your physical order form back with the checks on it. You check the boxes of the people who got wished happy birthday. You make wishes and you enter the check information here. And then this gets stored in the system that you can then now generate a deposit report which shows all the payments that have come through both on credit card and check. So we generate a deposit report that shows you the check payments and the credit card payments all in one file that you can then use for your records, for the lockbox submissions for the checks. So kind of keeping track of all your finances. I'll just show you that really quickly since I brought it up. So this shows you your active members, your donations year to date, your donations lifetime. This is just a demo environment. You can export all your members there. Again, just like in the settings page, just another place you can export your member list. This is the deposit report based off check date. So you just click the month that you want to see the payments for. You hit generate deposit report and it'll think for a little bit and then generate a little link that you can click. And this is your deposit report. There's no payments on this account, but it gives you, I know it's super small. It gives you your PAP ID, the payment number, which is the check number, the payment date, the amount, the payment type, whether it's check or credit card, the donor's first name, last name, and that's it. And this shows you everything that you need to know for that. You can also download all of the orders that were placed. Again, just to be able to, I wanted to make sure it's very easy to pull all the data out. If you want to check these things, if you want to look over, you can pull that all out. And that's that. As far as generating cards and envelopes, so generating the order forms, this is the physical side. So if you're doing the digital side, you don't need to use this. But if you're doing all physical or hybrid, you do need to use this. You can generate either, you do it by quarter, you can generate either individual cover sheets, or you can generate label stickers and cover sheets, okay? I'll show you what they look like, because it's easier to describe if you see it.
Hello. Hi. We got lost. Actually, we were here. We went to City Hall, which is right there.
Sorry. Hello.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. So these are the mailing labels that get printed out on the those 3-column sticker papers that you can then put on an envelope. So these are the mailing label options.
What about the envelope itself? Can that be also be printed
Yeah.
with our return address?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. And
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Someone on the Zoom is talking.
The
Hold on, Paula.
envelopes, no sticker, just it will print out their address, pretty balloons on there, and our return address.
Yeah,
And
right,
in the
so,
corner, it would have the date, the month.
so
and
this is what
Ah,
the
there we
envelope
go.
looks like for the cards.
There we go, yeah.
So when you generate the cards, You get an envelope that you can print on an A4 envelope, and you get the card, which looks like this. And it's it picks the number of columns based off of how many wishes that were made. Like this is a smaller chapter, so there's.
Okay, so if we're a big chapter and we're only doing email, what does the email look like? Like this?
Yeah, so the email basically sends this as an attachment. With like, hey, happy birthday from your friends in so-and-so chapter.
Like,
Here's your birthday card attached.
like
And
that?
this is it.
And how are the email-only wishes generated? Where do you pull that from?
Say that one more time.
Okay, where do you pull the email-generated birthday wishes? So this is, what you showed was to generate labels. Okay,
I'm sorry, someone on Zoom is asking me. Paulette, can you hold 1 second? I'll get your question right after this question, okay? Sorry about that.
if you're doing email-only, how do you generate that? Because you're showing how to generate labels for mailing.
Right.
How do you do email-only?
Just check that, right?
There's 2 ways to do email. So if you go the automated route, then the system will send the email on the person's birthday.
Without having to do anything?
Right.
So if we want all of January to go out, not on a day, but just the first day of the month for everybody,
Yeah.
the system will just, so we don't have to go in and click anything. If it's set up under their details that
If
they're
you-
email only, so all those other boxes are unchecked and email only is.
Yeah.
There is nothing to be done after that to actually generate the.
Once the system's set up to basically enable the full automation, then everyone that has email birthday cards checked will get a birthday card with whomever wished them happy birthday or the padded names if no one got
Gotcha, okay.
Email
There's nothing
on
to
their
do with that.
birthday.
What I usually do is 5 days before the birthday, that's when I send out the birthday card.
Okay. If you want to send the birthday card on a specific day, then you have to do it by a month basis. You generate the cards and envelopes. This is where you generate the physical files that I just showed you that you can then stuff in envelopes. But if you check this box, it will also email out all cards for January. So if you go this route, which is less automated but it gives you more
But
control,
January 1st, they
you
all
send it
go
on the
out.
first and you send it out. But let me just take Paulette's question because she's been waiting patiently there. Paulette? I'll repeat it. Well, that's just here. So she just asked where the mailing labels are, and that's just right here. So, well, let's take that question offline because that's just a technical support question. Yeah, we can talk at the end. Yeah, okay. She was just asking how to generate the labels for the envelopes, and that's just a technical support question. Yes?
Is there a difference in communities' success between emailing cards and printing and mailing?
That's a really good question. Actually, one that's probably my mom should answer because she's started all physical, was actually pushing back quite a bit on the credit cards and the digital rollout, just concerned that it wouldn't get as much traction. But Mom, could you just share your experience in transferring the
Oh,
switching
yes,
over the credit cards?
I've been doing the birthday since 2014, and of course we did all manually, using a computer to generate the cards. But I would say that we are doing, our board chose or voted on continuing to send physical birthday cards with an envelope. Right? Now that is our chapter choice. That's what we decided that people wanted. But it has been great help that more and more people are placing their orders online, and that way it's less paperwork, obviously, less to mail out, less to enter, because otherwise you have to physically enter all these numbers or click on them and store them. But we are still printing and doing the envelopes, and when we discussed the email, when we started to use this program, then we all felt that we were not ready, you know, the community still preferred to have the cards. So that's what we're doing. So I have no experience with emailing the greeting cards.
So on the emailing side, we don't have a lot of data on that. I suggest that you would probably stick with both, especially for the cards side. The order forms is just, hey, it's time to place your orders, go online and place them. Because the physical cards, I think the safest bet is to have an opt-in system where you say, hey, if you want to, have to print, use less paper, and you're happy with getting a digital card, you can turn off the physical and get it emailed. But I wouldn't. You'd be taking a little bit of a risk, I think, if you just said we're just going to email cards. We're doing this now. But the worst case, you go back to physical cards next quarter.
We do have a chapter, I think, that's doing all emails.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it's Bellagio.
That was the one that's why we had different files.
Yes, because they had stopped doing the physical cards before we even implemented this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can put you in touch. I just have to figure out who that chapter is, and we can get you in touch with
Actually, it
them.
would be good to see how do you know what their numbers are as far as?
No, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and just something that I want to say, I think it goes back to you know our constituents and you knowing your donors. But I also want to say, just as a whole, we're trying to move towards electronic, and I think that's the way society, not that we want to get rid of the physical at all, but if you don't have a preference, try the email first, like you suggested, and then go from there. Just because it's going to be cheaper, it's going to be easier. If someone in your chapter doesn't want to do this anymore, there's a seamless transition to the
I
system.
just wanted to add that admittedly, we have a very big drop. We just started. We just did, finish Q1. We have a very big drop off year over year. Maybe half. I mean, we really lost a lot from last year, from 2023
What do you
to
attribute that to?
24. I think there are a lot of people who are very, they're reluctant to use email. They don't get it. They can't print off the form. They don't know how to download it. I think it's a learning curve. I mean, it's too early at first to say we need to go back to the other. We have to keep trying.
Yeah.
But so far, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think if you can manage it, a phased-in approach is better because it will just take some time and you probably will have a drop-off, but ultimately a recovery. In working with Mary and looking at the numbers, though, just generally, like the fundraiser itself is up 15 to 25% depending on the year, every year. So it is something, it's wishing people well. There's some social pressures of pushing, back and forth. So like it naturally, from what we've seen, does grow. I think changing to the digital side, like ripping the Band-Aid off, might lead you to see some decline for a period, but I think ultimately it's the thought that counts more than the physical piece.
And I do think that across the board, we've been meeting with chapters, the hesitancy is because you've always done it that way. So that's where, try it, you're going to see a decline, but you also might see in the next 2 quarters it increases. So as much as you don't want to try something new, it's where it's going to be heading, and that's where we really need, as an organization, to move with the times. Otherwise, we're going to just slowly deteriorate and not be able to manage what we're doing.
Our community has quite a few people that are in their 70s, 80s, and into their 90s. They are not going to look at their, they don't even know someone how to use it.
That's what I was going to say.
That's why you stay, so that's why with the older,
You know,
you
if
can
we have people coming in,
they
they
try
try
it. Just, I didn't know that it was the double option, I think that that's.
Yeah. So let me just answer that question or that comment.
They're not going to change.
The people that don't want to change, that's why we have the physical option for them. That's also one of the reasons why I'm adding the texting, because presumably they have a phone and they text, and they could potentially use that as a way of capturing some more people. But you have the physical option always if you need that.
So would you suggest, our chapter has never done this, and she's looking, and we're trying to keep it simple, because we have a lot of people that don't. But doesn't it make sense to start out, if we're just starting, with all email?
Absolutely, right? Because then if it isn't as successful as you hope, and you're probably hoping to get somewhere between $50 and $150 per member per year,
Okay,
That's like where you should be targeting. If you come in at 10, 20, 30, then maybe one of the things you can use to troubleshoot that is to see if you can make physical cards
Later.
for people. And there's ways you can promote the digital option. You can share that. I made the website easy, so you can put it on a newsletter. You can still mail something that says, go to this link to do it. I mean, I know there's people that aren't going to do it, I get that. But there are more ways of communicating how you can get there. And over time, I mean,
can you
it's just
send
gonna
out,
be- people are
can you
gonna be
send out
more
the
comfortable.
order forms for people?
Yeah.
And then physically,
Yeah.
and then get them and put them in and then email the wish?
Yes, yeah. So you can do more physical on the order forms and digital for the cards. Yeah.
So how could we get our list, pay online with a credit card, pay for our birthday wishes,
Yeah.
and then get the information to our member who handwrites these beautiful birthday cards?
I think, so if some chapters have very generous volunteers that handwrite the cards. If you want to continue that, then you can basically just generate these cards and they have the list of names. They just transcribe these cards into their handwritten cards. They have the names and they have that, gives them all the information they need. I can't imagine a cleaner way of seeing it. If the font is hard to read, they can select all and change the font.
Okay.
Do you have any kind of handout that explains a step-by-step direction of the person who's managing it or administering it, exactly what to do?
We have YouTube videos that just literally show me going through the process, so you can see the entire step, which is nice. We also have an article that shows you the details. And we also have boots on the ground customer support rep, my mom, that will support you working through anything.
Would you come to?
She's at Point Beach, so
We'll see, we got your
I think you have
like,
to buy her a coffee if you want her to come.
we can buy her more than coffee.
What are the names of the YouTube videos?
Just go to youtube.com/@ one gift.
One gift.
ONEGIFT.
I can email all of this information after the meeting, send you all of the links and everything, yeah.
She's gonna email.
youtube.com/@ one gift, spelled out.
When we spoke to you last week, we told you that we have a special every quarter, that for $100 you get to send cards to everybody. And you said you were going to think about how we could do that. Right now, we would have to do it manually. We could not do it by credit card, correct?
What you would do probably is, like the way to make the system work for you today, is you just lower the minimum amount per wish. And that way the system would allow them to make 100, like you can make it 50 cents per wish.
Gotcha.
And then the system is trying to be built as much to control your donors, to make sure things happen properly. But there's always an aspect of you just communicating to them how it works. So it's $1 per wish, even though it says you only have to do 50 cents, it's $1. If you do less than that, you're gonna get a call. But if you do all of them, you can do 100.
Okay.
And you just tell them that.
So
that works today.
Gotcha.
As far as a bulk discount, it's like kind of on my list of like little housekeeping things that I might add a way of doing that, price-wise, like pricing-wise.
Yeah, well, that would be like $400 a person per year. We have 10 donors already that do that, so.
Yeah, no, I
It
want
works
to
out
make it as
really
easy
well.
I want to make it as easy as possible for things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're the same chapter, and I just want to mention to the other members here, once we went to $100 per quarter for all the names, it was highly successful. Some quarters we get 12 people. It's really a nice donation that comes in. So I would recommend that.
Yeah.
$100 per quarter.
Yeah, for everyone on the list.
Yeah, right.
Cindy, how many chapter members do we have?
600?
600
600
wishes for $1,000.
Per quarter.
Per quarter.
So it's 150 wishes for 100, so,
And for you saying more money?
Brian, right now Pat is picking up the expenses for doing this. How long is Pat gonna do that?
Definitely. It's very minimal.
So what does that mean, picking up the expenses?
So the charge for Ryan's work, or the percentage of what he gets, we have to be aware of those charges, take it off your bottom line. But if Pat-
Well, we're actually not doing that. Yeah, like it doesn't come off of the chapters.
So we just get credit for
Yeah.
every dollar a dollar?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Pay the
and
fees?
Yeah.
it's no cost to us.
Yeah,
Okay.
Win-win,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
Okay, so just really quickly, so the cards are set up based off the numbers of donors, how many columns there are, so they kind of fill out. So if there's a bunch of donors, it makes it 3 columns. You saw what it looked like for single columns. Let me see if I can find a 2-column one. If it goes into the second page, it just says for more friends. This is a 2-column card. Trying again to just kind of fill it out. And again, I showed you the 1 column. This is the order form that gets generated that then you print out. And the other way you can do the order forms physically is to have this printed out on one side, and on the other side, it generates, the system will generate a page that shows everyone's address, and you just print that out, and then you fold it in half with the address on the outside, the bulk mailer, put a piece of tape on it, and you mail it out that way. So it's 1 page per order form instead of an envelope with an order form inside of it. Okay. So that's, a lot of chapters do that. It's much more cost effective and takes less time. And the order form doesn't really need to be fancy. You just need to get the information to your donors. Okay, I think that does anyone not understand how full auto works? I've kind of gone around and full automation, so like how that works where you are able to send out, use the system to do everything automatically for you? Yeah. Okay, so really quickly, because I think it's really useful, and you know, a volunteer decides they want to pass the torch. It's super stressful because you want to keep this tens of thousands of dollar fundraiser going, but you may not, you got to find someone else willing to do, honestly, a decent amount of work. You always have the option of falling down into this full automation. And the way that basically works is you have the donors in the system. If you want to do this, just work with me, I'll get you all set up properly. But basically you click a button, and every quarter, so like for quarter 4 in September 1st, an email goes out to all of your donors. It says, hey, it's time to place your quarter 4 wishes. Here's the link. A reminder email comes on the 15th of the month and the 25th of the month, urging people to place the wishes before that, because you don't want to place birthday wishes in October for people that may already have had a birthday that's passed. So the system will allow them to do that.
Can you show it on the screen exactly?
What the email looks like?
No.
Putting it on automated,
You basically, once you have everyone in the system, you just click this button, enable Wishwell.
Make it bigger.
Sorry. You click enable Wishwell, which is kind of a misnomer, but that's what it said, that's the button. Click enable Wishwell, there's a confirmation dialog that pops up, you hit OK, and it's done. It's literally done. The emails are just text emails. I can send you some samples of what they actually look like, but they're just, it's time to place wishes, here's a link, click on it, here's a YouTube channel with information on how it works and to make sure they get the education. Place the orders, which I already showed you how to do that. That all gets in the system, and then the system automatically every day checks, and everyone who has a birthday that day, where Wishwell has been enabled for full automation, it sends them happy birthday from all your friends at Cascade Lakes. Here's your card.
but what about the people that are making the donations?
They do that on the online order form that I showed earlier. They go to this page.
I know, but does that come back to the person who's managing everything?
Yeah, the reports are all viewable. You can see everything, but you don't have to do anything to make them work.
So all you do is enable Wishwell and that's it?
That's it. Every quarter, you get a report that tells you the donations that came in, how much you raised as a chapter. All your members get an automated report that shows how much they donated and how much the chapter raised from the quarter.
Can I make a comment that I think will help up
Sure.
them understand? Just by showing how people have auto bill pay on their utilities. Like so you know how when you set up that information, you set it and forget it. How many people are on the giving train? So you're on the giving train. You set that up a long time ago and it just worked in the background. So what Ryan is saying is on initial setup, we put in your roster report, and once you tell it to do its thing, it's already set up for you based on the options that you've told it to do every month. And so a lot of it, the benefit of that is all of that's happening in the background while you get to focus on the meaningful work, which is making sure the birthday wishes and the anniversaries are getting to the right person. And so I hope that, I don't know if that makes you understand it a little bit better. It's basically a computer system in the background that's doing the administrative work for you.
So how do we make sure it's getting?
Yeah, so can you explain the next steps?
That's
So
the-
if
that's
they're
the-
doing it and the report is generated,
Yeah.
we get a report from Wishwell, and this is what happens.
Right, and so when credit cards are used or when you're sending things to the lockbox, I will send the weekly reports to your treasurers. And also if you want to get added to these weekly reports, we can work on getting you added to the reports and say, hey, we want to get on, we're doing birthday buddies, we want to get these weekly reports. And so on the weekly report, you'll see the ones versus credit cards versus lockbox, and you can compare and say, okay.
Okay, but how does it get to the lockbox? Online?
Well, he hasn't gotten to the credit, the check portion of that. He's still working on like the automated paying through credit card, or just how the basic function of the system works.
I don't know if this is your department, our membership roster from app omits many birthday months. Once we enter them, will they be picked up for the current roster?
No.
No,
No, so this is, and that's another one. So a lot of the donors don't give birthday information. So if they're not given to us when we set up new members, we don't have it. If you capture it on your side, that has to be sent to corporate, and we will then enter it into our database. But unless you tell us, we don't know.
Who do I send it?
Robin or Joy?
Robin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So these birthdays are generated through corporate.
Well, they're maintained, yes. So if we have their birthday, it's going to be on the roster report. If there's not a birthday in your roster report, that means it's not in our system. So if when whoever's overseeing this and you have all the birthdays, email Robin, and then we will, we want the birthdays. I mean, it's something we want to start, I mean, our board wants to track history data, so the more information we can capture, the better. And you guys are the touch point for your membership piece. I'm Mary Grant, and this is Mary Grant. The two Marys.
Just a couple more things, because we're at noon right now, and I want to, let y'all out of class. One more thing that Full Auto does, which I think is pretty cool, is it sends a month before every person's birthday. It sends them a personalized link that they can share on social media to people outside of PAPCOR that can donate on the same system, like a 5, 10, 20, like, hey, and for my birthday, you've seen on Facebook, instead of donating to, or buying me a present, or saying happy birthday, donate to this charity that is important to me. So it provides that link that, puts it front of mind of your donors, that this is a tool they can share out on social and email, however they want to share it. And that's something that gets sent automatically a month before the birthday.
Okay, so say we go through all this and you're going to generate from corporate their birthday card on email, right? And for those people that don't want their birthday card on email, we then have to go back and do, how do you incorporate both? Because I'm the person right now that gets all the checks from
all of them.
Yeah.
Enter every single one for that quarter, and this is done 4 times a year. Take the checks, put them together, and then go give it to the person the treasurer.
Yeah.
Then I take them and have to put them into alphabetical order. And we have 4 different typists, and they have certain amount of,
We'll get you signed
and
up
I'm
right now.
busy delivering. So how does this happen without Bobby, my name is, having to do all of this? If they don't want,
It sounds like we just need to get you signed up right after this.
if they don't want a digital birthday card, and then they start calling me.
If they don't want a digital birthday card, the system allows them to opt into that. So this would, even if only 1 or 2 people in your chapter decide they were okay with digital order forms or digital cards or both, those are less
Now
than
make
you
a
have to
mistake, they want a digital, but they want a hard copy.
do. Then you.
How does that work now? How
You
do-
change, so if you allow any bit of hybrid, if you allow any hybrid where you offer physical as an option,
Right,
which if you're already doing that, you should continue. You should phase it out at worst, but probably keep a bit of both, like what Cascade Lakes is doing. You are going to continue to go through your process.
I am.
But everyone that opts in on the digital side, so Cascade Lakes allow digital, 60%
That
of
would
people.
be less for me to
It's
do.
less orders you have to enter in, less cards you have to print out, and it just eats out away anyone that's willing to do the digital piece.
Now, as we said, we do have older people, they don't remember if they did a hard copy or just the digital. Then I start to get phone calls. Where's my birthday card? Well, did you do the digital or did you do it? I don't know.
I mean, there's customer service is,
I don't know.
Isn't
We
the
still have a
the
original.
donor to.
You have to choose
Yeah, I
whether
mean-
they're gonna send it, whether.
If someone changes to digital and they forget and complain that they didn't get a hard
That's
copy,
right.
then you just need to tell them you opted in. Would you like me to change you back to hard
How
copy
will
too?
I know that they opted in?
You log in.
Can I see
Your
it?
system, you can see it.
If then I'm the person they call, is there a way for me to find out
Yeah, yeah.
what they did?
Remember all those check boxes?
No, she
That-
wasn't here.
Remember all, oh, you weren't here. Oh, I'm sorry.
I wasn't here.
I was
I was
thinking you fell
actually
asleep
here, but
during
in
class.
City Hall.
So I've already gone through this, and there's a recorded version we're gonna release, Barbie, so you can see.
Okay, good.
But let just, yes, and you'll trust me, I'll show you how to do it afterwards.
Yeah,
Because everyone's already seen that, yeah.
The order sheets, I understand they can go on and get their order sheets online, emails. But just, is it possible if we printed off some and put it in the clubhouse and let people turn them in, then we would just input, right?
Yeah.
That might be a way to get.
Actually, one thing on the physical order sheets, which I think I don't do already, but I'm going to, is say, if you want to do this online, here's a link. And
Okay,
then would allow people to get the physical copy, but then switch to digital. Because that's
okay,
just
okay,
another way of
so
marketing
no,
the digital
but
option.
if we want to get the people that aren't real savvy, we can put them in the clubhouse quarterly.
Of course,
Let
yeah.
them fill it out.
And that's what it's for. Hold on for 1 second. I'm just gonna round the talk out and then open up for questions. Whoever wants to continue asking questions so that people can go. So thank you very much for taking the time for listening. For those that are already using Wishwell, thank you so much for being a customer. I hope you really enjoyed using it. We're very invested in continuing growing this product and continuing taking your super valuable feedback to improve the product. Those that have been using it from the beginning, when I just was working with my mom to get something to work for Cascade Lakes, it's improved a lot. We've added a ton of features, and more than 50% of the features and the improvements have come from feedback from customers from using it in Apple. Okay, so I'm very grateful and always open to that. At the bottom of our page, you can't see it here, it has our phone number, it has our email, you can chat with us. We make ourselves very easy to contact. But I ask kind of from all of you that the chapters that, even chapters that are doing quite well, I think there's an opportunity to continue growing this program, to continue increasing mostly passive annual recurring donations. There's an opportunity for the chapters that aren't using Wishwell that I think this is an improved option for them. So if you have friends and people in the other area who've seen this and you agree that it's a really useful tool, share with them, tell them to give me a call, because I think, again, we're raising 300 or so thousand a year from this program, and it should be 1.2 based off the chapters that are really, excelling with this. So there's a huge opportunity for growth. So pushing the chapters to come on with Wishwell, and especially the chapters that aren't even doing a birthday buddy fundraiser at all, now there's a solution that in an hour or two they can have it up and running and just walk away from it. It's time for them to sign up. And so let's get this thing to 1 million. So that's everything. I'll stay as long as people have questions to answer them. I appreciate your time. And